हुँ, हुँ। Hmm. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Sorry for the lack of music. At the moment, there we go. Sorry for the lack of music. At the moment, YouTube seems to, also 1 second. At the moment, yep, we're good. So, YouTube, about 30 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, something like that, apparently, their servers went down, and, my music comes from that, so that's a no-go, and so I tried to use my Steam soundtracks, because I own a lot of games, so I am allowed to play those because I paid for it, but, nope, can't do that either, because none of them want to play, for some reason, and I don't know why, so that went out the window. So, any other music I have is, copyright, and will get muted on the VOD, and I kind of like to try to avoid that. So we don't exactly have music until the YouTube servers back up. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. But how is everyone doing? Are you all having a good day, good night, so forth, so on, taking care of yourselves? I hope y'all are staying healthy, staying hydrated, making sure to wear your face mask in public. Today, I actually have shit to talk about for once. Usually I just use these as an update video of what's next week's plan, how this week went, so forth, how my day's been, how the weekend was, so forth, so on, etc., etc. Oh, pardon me. I was really hoping to have music for this one, because I do not like sitting in the silence like this, if I'm being completely honest with you all. Because at any point, if I stop talking, it's just dead silent. And I never like that. Because, like, dead silence isn't good silence. It can be if it's for dramatic effect or, like, comedic pause. But when you're trying to do something like this, that ambiance and that music really does come in handy. So, I have a list here of things to go through, when henceforth why I decided to name this stream A Bit About the Bot, because most of this stuff is about me, just questions to answer and so forth. It also just gives me something to ramble about, because, as many of you might know, I ramble a lot, and I mean a lot, and, I just need one thing to go off of, and this list has about 100 of those. So, is music playing yet? Let's find out. Did they fix it or no? I'll find out real quick. Okay, nope. I'm gonna just leave that open, so if at any point the YouTube service go back up, I can get the music going. But, so like I said though, I have a very long list of questions here for today's stream, and also I'm contemplating, if I should join some friends who are in a chat at the moment. So I'm just going to quickly send a message. I'm typing so that I can set something up. There we go. So, like I was saying, I have a list of questions here, and it's just straight up just a list. Like, I straight up just looked up good questions to ask, and got a list of like 100 of them, and I'm like, okay then. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna complain. Because, you know, why not? So, I'm just gonna go through this and probably ramble. Some of them will be quick, some of them won't, but by the end of this stream, anyone who does tune in will at least know a bit more about me. But, starting off with the first one here is, who is your hero? That depends on what sense. Because, I don't really have any heroes, but I do have inspirations. One of those inspirations being Markiplier, believe it or not. Because I love the content he makes. Straight up. Oh, music's back. Jesus. What? That was unexpectedly loud. 1 second. Is that... No, that singular video loaded. Okay. That's all that was. So, like I was saying, the YouTube servers are down. You can load a video video, it just takes like 5 minutes to get started. But as I was saying though, I don't really have any heroes as so much as I do inspirations. One of those being Markiplier, because if you've watched him, you've seen that he just makes content that he enjoys. He is very generous, very kind person, and just that, he is very kind and generous, and he's just doing what he loves. And I can admire that. But just streamers and YouTubers like that, I think that would probably be my quote-unquote hero. Now, there are people who I've wanted to meet, like, in the style of things to do. Grandmaster HoSickPock. Feel free to look that up. He is the, currently, as far as I know, best living still Tank Sudo practitioner. So I'd love to meet him, because that's my main fighting style. But, and I have people who aren't so much heroes, so more like family, too. So that's another reason that it's like what they mean by hero. I don't have heroes, I have inspiration. But, if you could live anywhere, what would it be? Oh, okay, I was actually talking about this one with a friend. So, America's a shithole. Like, straight up. I would move to Canada or Japan. One of the two. Because in Japan, the thing about Japan is that, A, I'm a Goliath there, which would be hilarious. I would love that, because it'd be fucking hilarious every day. B, it is very healthy and sanitary there, and as a germaphobe, you can imagine, I like that as a germaphobe. And not to mention that most of the stuff you could get at a convenience store is healthy food on top of, and a lot less of, junk food, which helps you to stay really healthy. So that's a big reason. And also just, I like their, and the third reason is, it is absolute beautiful scenery there. I love the scenery that they have, straight up, and the aesthetic there. Sorry, testing. But, why Canada, though, is because Canada is America, but better, and has free healthcare. That is the best way to describe Canada, I think. But, so yeah, those are the two places. That, or Greenland or Iceland. Greenland and Iceland, I love both of them, because Iceland is just hills, nothing but hills, and just open area. I love that. And Greenland, whilst it's cold, the areas that aren't cold are really nice. And, like, it has its small area of civilization, and then the rest of it's just left alone. And I love that. But, what is your biggest fear? Ooh, okay. So many of you might know, I don't fucking do spiders. You can keep those motherfuckers 500 miles away from me. The only type of spider I can deal with are ones that are the size of a gnat or a daddy longlegs. Anything else, I am going to either kill it, or I am leaving that vicinity until I know it is either gone or dead. There is no other means for me. It is either kill it or leave. No in between. I do not do spiders. But, what else? I can't handle being unable to move. If you try to pin me down, I will straight up fight you to the death over it. Like, do not try to. Because I don't know why that one, to be honest, that one just kind of is. But the spider one comes with reason. I'm not so much arachnophobia, but I have a lot of bad experiences with spiders, such as a 3.5 to 4 inch one being in my room at one point, one crawling up my arm as I was putting on my shoes, which freaked me the fuck out, and just stuff like that. That one that was crawling on my arm, I think, was about 2 inches across, and God, was that horrible. But, fear of heights also a little bit. Okay, so I don't do heights, but I can live with them, if that makes sense. I do not like being near a cliff, but I can handle it. Because I don't like that feeling of it's trying to push you off. Because I always get that feeling of, hey, I'm about to be fucking pushed off if I stand near this. And I don't like that. Let's see. What would you change about yourself if you could? That's a tough call. I don't really think about that, because I just be me. I think what I would change about myself? Okay, so, I'm fucking tall as hell at about 6'5", and I love that. But at the same time, I wish I could be shorter. But at the same time, I love being tall. I see the best of both, and I want both. But at the same time, I'm happy as I am. But other than that, I'd say not really anything else. Yeah, no, that's about it. Because everything else I can more or less do myself. The height's the only thing I can't really do if I want to change. But, what really makes you angry? Over-sexualization. I find that unnecessary and it pisses me off. So, my model here, people would say, oh, but yours is over-sexualized. No. You should see the original version of this. Before, the base model that I have for this, that I re-rigged and resized, was so unproportionate that it would break its own back. I had to spend an entire 3 days remodeling the entire base so that it was actually properly proportioned. And then from there, when I put outfits on it, due to the metal plates that you can actually somewhat see, it makes me look a little bit bigger than I am, but eh. But I do not like unnecessarily over-sexualized things, just because people want to be fucking horny. I do not like that. And you see that all the time in video games, and that pisses me off, because sometimes you just want to look nice without looking like a fucking slut. But games say, nah, you're a female character, you have to look like a fucking slut now. Because that is the only way you're allowed to look in fantasy, apparently. That is what pisses me off. But, what motivates me to work hard? Enjoyment. Straight up, if I enjoy it, I will do the ever-living shit out of whatever it is. But if I don't, then I don't. Simple as that. But, to elaborate on that, I have ADHD. So when I'm unmotivated, I'm extremely unmotivated. So I have to be at least somewhat reason in my mind to do it. And so long as I have some general reason, and that could lead to enjoyment or, like, success, then I will get the motivation. But without that, I just will not have the energy to do it, period. I like streaming, though, because I enjoy spreading the love and the fun and the entertainment. And if I'm having a good time, I like to spread that with other people so that they can have a good time. And that's why I love streaming. It's why I do it. It can be draining at times, I won't lie. But to be fair, everything is. So, like, I live with it, and I enjoy doing it. It is as simple as that. Speaking of which, what is your favorite thing about your career? Well, my current career is this, but I want to be a baker. But, I'll elaborate on both. With this, as I said, I enjoy spreading the joy. I love making people happy. Just simple as that. If I can make someone happy, I will. Or at least try to, at least. But, as for baking, the reason I want to do that is because I love cooking. I love baking, especially. I like making sweets and pastries. And I love the idea of selling those pastries that are delicious, that I know is going to make someone happy when they take that home to eat it. I don't care if they get fat from it, all the better. They need to choke up a bit. I'm like the granny, that when they have the grandkids come over, I feed them just so that they put on some weight, and I'm like, put some meat on them bones, boy! What is your proudest accomplishment? Okay. That's a tough one to answer. I know what, but at the same time not. Because when I do something, I just do it. And if I feel gratitude for it, I kind of just feel it. And once I don't stop feeling it after a month or two, I kind of forget about it. But, my absolute proudest, would probably be the fact of, hey, I'm a black belt in the style of Taekwondo, which is a practical style. And I know, and I have used the style in actual fights before, and so forth, and have won tournaments with it, along with doing multiple other styles. I think that's probably my proudest accomplishment, or at least one of them, being the fact that I have spent years training to fight, and just because I enjoy doing it, not so much so I can fight. Okay, so my reasoning behind doing martial arts is so fucking stupid, and it's straight up just because I enjoy it and I like fighting. Because it's enjoyable. I just enjoy a good, like, I don't like a fight, like not on the street. No, I enjoy where it's like you both know you're about to fight. You both agree upon it, like sparring or MMA. And you're like, yeah, let's do this. I want to fight you. You want to fight me. And we're doing this respectfully, with respect for each other. And we want to. And I adore that. I love it because it makes them better. It makes me better. If I lose or if I win in any scenario, I get better and so do they. And you're helping each other, even though you're hurting each other in the process, if that, as weird as that is. And I love that, straight up. And I think that was probably why I did it. But let me just go ahead and look for the next question. What is your favorite book to read? Ooh, that one. Okay, so there's books and there's manga. So for books, my favorite book is the Warrior series. For those of you who don't know what the Warrior series is, the Warrior series is literally about cats. And it's about a singular, it first starts off with a singular orange tabby, I believe, if memory serves correctly. I read the book when I was very young, and it's a very advanced book. And it's about how he leaves his home, he finds, well, what would be the equivalent of a tribe of other cats in the wild. He joins them after some trial and tribulation, and has actual fights, wars, so forth with other tribes. And it is super fucking realistic. As in, there's actually, like, characters that die, it's actually bloody and gruesome. And it's just about cats! Like, you wouldn't expect to get that involved, or that in-depth in a book about cats. But it just does. And I don't know why, it's just a good read. And they have plenty of books to read. So, if you ever get into that series, you're good. As for manga, though, it's less I have a favorite manga and more just genre, and usually it's Yuri. But, yeah, no, listen, I love me some smut, okay? I gotta get it somewhere. No, I'm kidding. What makes you laugh the most? I don't know. I laugh all the time, okay? So, I laugh all the fucking time. The only time I'm not laughing is when I'm deep in thought. And if I'm not deep in thought, I'm either talking to myself about something stupid, I'm talking to a friend, I'm doing something like this, and during it, I will just start laughing. And I guess I'm just a giggly person. So, yeah, that. But what makes me laugh the most? It's just stupid humor. just random stupid humor. Like, it's the stuff that's perfectly timed. Just improv type stuff. I enjoy that. It's good humor. What was the last movie you went to, and what did you think? The last movie I went to, the last one I went to, I believe, was Spider-Man Homecoming. No, Avengers Endgame. That's the last one I went to. Like, physically went to watch, I think. In theaters. I don't think I've watched any movies since, in theaters at least. I liked that movie a lot. It was very good. There were certain things that I think they could have changed, and it wouldn't have made the movie worse or made it better in that sense, but it doesn't change the fact that it's still a really good movie, and I enjoyed it. But, yeah, no, I think that's about it. What did you want to be when you were small? To be fair, when I was small, I really didn't know. When I was small, I did not know what I wanted to be. The closest thing I knew was a martial arts instructor, which I did become. But, no, I remember. So I went in this order. I wanted to own a computer store, and then I realized I like computers as a hobby, not as a job, so I just kind of said no to that. Then I wanted to open a martial arts studio after I finished all my training, but Corona kind of stopped that. But, it kind of is a good thing that happened, because I moved, and I got a lot of shit sorted out because I moved. But, after that, now, it turned into a baker, and I am absolutely confident and positive on this one. The other two I wasn't positive on. It was just like, I guess these would work. This one's like, yeah, no, I want to do this. Want to be, no. Ooh, if you could choose to do anything for a day, what would it be? So, it says anything. Meaning, anything in the realm of possibility. So, that's a tough call because if it's within the realm of possibility, okay, so let's assume that's something that we can actually do right now. If I could do anything for a day, I would spend a day traveling around the world and helping people. Straight up. If I could. Like, within the feasibly, I would. Oh, you know what I would do? What I would do is, if I could do anything for a day, I would take that day to earn enough money, or just straight up get the money on fundings to go about the world, no matter how long it took, to go to each province, city, state, get a translator, and to, using the fundings, help to improve that area. I would absolutely love doing that because just getting to travel around the world and help people would be amazing. But if we're going to be the more personal route, that's impossible. Travel through space. Even if it's only for a day, I would love to go to space. If space travel ever becomes a commercial thing within our lifetime, I am so fucking signing up for that. I don't care how much that shit costs. I will do that. It is just straight up yes. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't care the money it costs or anything, I will do that. What is your favorite game or sport to watch and play? My favorite sport is martial arts, as I said. To watch and play, so it says game or sport. So let's say sport first, being martial arts, but as for game, my games change all the time. Like right now, I'm doing Pokemon Sword, and I love that. But my favorite games, still to this date, gotta be probably Okami, for nostalgia's sake. And that's purely it, just because of nostalgia. Like, don't get me wrong, the game is absolutely amazing. Amazing art style, good story. The art style, no matter what time period, it's going to hold up because it's an original art style made to look how it is. Like, within its limitations. And it is beautiful because of it. But, but it's also kind of a slightly tedious game due to the fact that it doesn't hold your hand, but that's a good thing it doesn't. Because it lets you explore and figure stuff out. It's just, it doesn't give you too much guidance, which it could give you just a bit more, and if it did, I'd say it's a perfect game. Would you rather ride a bike, ride a horse, or drive a car? I would absolutely take a horse. Okay, I used to live on a farm, okay? I lived on a farm, and we had mules and donkeys and horses. And one of the mules we had was named Traveler, and I would straight up saddle him up and ride just through the fields. And I loved that, and I have not been horseback riding in forever. And if I get the chance to go horseback riding again, I will 100% take that. Because I absolutely love horseback riding. Because that is fun as hell for anyone who has ever done it. If you have not done it, I highly recommend it. Straight up. Also, YouTube, are you back online yet? Let's find out. Nope, okay. Would you sing at karaoke night? Yes. So, at karaoke night, it depends on who I'm with. If I was out with, like, my friend, Christian and a few others that I know I could jam with, abso-fucking-lutely. If it's just, like, a company karaoke night or something like that, probably not. That's not my style. I'm more of a with friends person. Oh, hi, Steelen. Yeah, no, I know. YouTube's dead. It's why we don't have music. My music comes from YouTube, so we don't have music today. Big sad. But we're just going through a list of questions right now, and I'm just answering those. And like I was just saying, though, when it comes to karaoke, I'm the type of person that I'm totally down to do it with friends, and will be hella extroverted. But if it's just with acquaintances, people I don't know that well, I can. It's just very, it just doesn't feel right. But, what two radio stations do you listen to in the car the most? I don't remember the numbers exactly, but, I think it's 98.7 and, 93.5? I think those are the two. Because 93.5 plays songs I like and has signal most anywhere I go, and 98.7 just plays really good songs, if I memory serves correctly off the top of my head. I might be a bit off with those, but it's around those numbers. Which would you rather do? Wash dishes, mow the lawn, clean the bathroom, or vacuum the house? Mow the lawn, because I do that all the time already. Every weekend or two, I usually have to mow the lawn because of the fact of, hey, I live in the mountains with a very large property, and if I don't keep that even decently in check, then it is going to get out of hand really fucking quick. We have a section that we purposely didn't mow, and it is a tiny forest is the best way to describe it. It is literally the grass. I'm at 6'5", and the grass and stuff there is taller than me at about 7 foot, to give you an idea. And it's technically our garden, because every winter it dies out and regrows. It's a natural garden is the best way to put it. So I like that, but it's mostly just natural stuff that grows there. There's a tree, some weeds, some hay, stuff like that. But if you could hire someone to help you, would it be cleaning, cooking, or yard work? Cleaning. Absolutely cleaning. I can handle the cooking and yard work, no problem. And I can do the cleaning. I just don't like cleaning. Like, I'm good about it. It doesn't mean I enjoy it, though. If you could only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? So, that's a tough call. But, what you do in that scenario is you choose a food with a lot of fucking variety. What you do is you choose a salad. Now, hear me out on this. The reason you choose a salad is because you get to choose what a salad's made out of. There, you can make a meat salad. You can make a vegetable salad. You can make, I don't know, a pizza salad. I don't fucking know. But you can only eat that meal for the rest of your life. And it says specifically meal. So when you choose a salad can be most anything, so long as it's within the parameters of it. So you just cheat the system right there. Who's your favorite author? That depends on what you're talking about. Of a book, of games, so if we're talking about books, probably the author of the Warrior series that I was talking about, which I do not remember their name off the top of my head, sadly. So, that's a big sad. Oh! Did they finally fix YouTube? I think they fixed YouTube. No? Yes? I think they finally fixed YouTube. We're gonna get music back. Heyo, let's go! Yeah, there's our music. Alright, give me a second. Turn that down. Oh yeah, we got our music back, boys! Let's go! Hi, Volk. Welcome. Hey? We're currently... YouTube just came back up, so we got our music back. You had good timing on joining. So hell yeah, let's go! We got our music back! Oh, that's so much better. That fills in the silence, and I love that. And also, it helps me stay relaxed as well. But, have you ever had a nickname, and what is it? That is dependent, because, my nicknames over the years have more along the lines of been my usernames. And, so there's my creator, who is Ace. That's my creator, as some of you might not know, who are new. So, he ran the channel before I did. And, so he ran the channel, and he went by Ace. And he then created me, and gave me control over the channel. So, I then came here, and in my development stages, I was called Robotic, or not Robotic, it was RG, which is a shortened version of Robotic Goddess, but everyone started referring to me as Goddess or Robotic, which became the new nickname. And there's a few others mixed in there, as time just went on. But, yeah, so, do you like or dislike surprises? Why or why not? Depends the type of surprise. I do not dislike surprises usually. I usually actually like surprises. It's just dependent. If it's like a birthday surprise, I'm iffy about those, because I love birthdays, don't get me wrong, and I love having birthdays. But at the same time, I prefer to celebrate someone else's birthday rather than my own. But, if it's like, just a random surprise, that's a nice surprise from a friend, then yes. But if it's anything else, usually it's not a very nice kind, and I'll take a hard pass on those. In the evening, would you rather play a game, visit a relative, watch a movie, or read? that would probably be either play or game or read. Because when it says relative, that means blood related, and I hate my relatives. So, when I don't watch too many movies. And I do like reading and I do like playing games. So, probably read or play a game. One of the two. Would you rather a vacation in Hawaii or Alaska, and why? Alaska. Because Alaska's away from people, and as cold as it could be, it has beautiful scenery, and Hawaii is crowded and busy, and it's beautiful, but I don't like all the people. Would you rather win the lottery or work at the perfect job, and why? I would rather work at the perfect job, because the lottery is a pain in the ass for anyone who has seen anyone win the lottery, because taxes are a bitch to anyone who wins the lottery, because they try to yoink all that money. And, whereas if you work at the perfect job, it's the perfect job, meaning you absolutely love it, you don't hate it, and it has good pay. Meaning, whatever that lottery win would have got you, you're gonna make that much anyways, doing what you're enjoying. So, like, there's no point to winning the lottery in that scenario. Who would you want to be stranded with on a deserted island? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a tough call, because it depends. If we're talking about someone who I know I can trust and has good survival skills, like myself, somewhat at least, it would be my probably best friend Christian, who is a very practical person, very good, very logical, much like, and, who are you talking to? I am talking to myself. I have a list of questions here, that I got, and I am reading them out to you all and then answering them. Simple as that. These questions I'm reading are ones I'm getting ready to answer. So, yeah. Speaking of which, though, like I was saying, though, but if I had to, hold on, where'd the question go? There it is. Stranded on a deserted island, it would probably be my best friend, because I know I can trust him. He is very good with survival skills. Well, we both are, actually. I know he can hold his own, and he can fight. And, like I said, I know I can trust him. Simple as that. If money was no object, what would you do all day? I would just go apeshit. Okay. So, well, I'm assuming what they mean by this question, if money was an object, means if you could buy or get anything, what would you do all day? So, in that scenario, I would probably get new property, a new house, I would upgrade everything, I would get better stuff for streaming, and I would totally, like, make it so that some of my friends can come over and stay as long as they want, whenever they want, no matter where I was, because I would get something set up for that or something. Like even a special service, I don't know. But just straight up upgrade everything I have, including where I live. Like, that's how I would describe that. If you could go back in time, where would you travel back to? Oh! If I could travel back in time... So... One of them, if I traveled back, it depends if we're talking about within my lifetime, or just period. Because if we're talking about within my lifetime, I would either go back to about 2014, where I could prevent a death, or 2010, or a little earlier? No, I would go back to 2008, I think, and prevent a second death, because there have been 2 deaths in my lifetime, one of which I couldn't have prevented, the other of which I couldn't have prevented because I had no knowledge on it, but had I even slightly known I could have. But I would prevent those 2 things from happening. But, if we're not assuming it's within my lifetime, then I would say... Wait, so what are you doing? I'm just answering questions. So, straight up, I'm just giving you all more info about myself. But I got a list of questions here. I'm reading through them. I'm answering them for y'all. And just chatting. Like, that's what I'm doing right now. It's literally just chatting, so I'm just chatting. Yeah. That is literally what we're doing right now. We're doing it just chatting. But, if I could go back in time, if I could travel, I would go back to, I'd say, the Civil War period, believe it or not, as weird as that is. Because being able to go back to that time period, I would absolutely love, because I could then fight against slavery, I could get set up good, I could help, maybe not lead the nation, but I could absolutely just, like, do a lot of good back at that time period, and impart a lot of knowledge that would make America better than it is now, because America's a shithole, let's be honest. How would your friends describe you? I can't answer that because that's a tuition for them. What are your hobbies? My hobbies are gaming, fighting, and, just some other minor things such as computer building, model creation, reading, stuff like that. Because, this model you see on screen here moving for me, is, as you might know, one I put through together. And, to put simply, unless someone knows every single piece I use, they can't recreate it. And to recreate the Hydra, they have to do it by hand, because I handmade that one, with the exception of the heads, which was handmade by a friend. So again, they would have to hand make it. So, but like I was saying, so it would be 3D modeling, reading, gaming, computer building, cooking, and, yeah, no, those are my hobbies, more or less. What is the best gift you have ever been given? The best gift. I think the best gift I have isn't even a gift. Well, the best gift I have ever received would probably be, it is a book that used to be read to me always before bed. And in the back of that book, or in the front of it, my grandfather wrote the nicest message I have in it. And I have that book to this day because of that. And I have it in a box right over there in the other side of the room. And I could grab and read it, but I'm not going to because it's personal. What is the worst gift you ever received? The worst gift? That's stuff cool. I don't know. I don't really look at gifts as best and worst. So, the reason I thought one is the best is because it is very personal. And it's not even a gift, it's just what I count as it. Because it's a gift to me. Aside from necessities, what's one thing you could not go a day without? One thing I could not go a day without? Probably the internet, I'm not gonna lie. Because I'm on the internet all the time, because I'm in the mountains. And I go for walks, I go down in the stream, and I play down there as well. But, like, when I'm not outside doing something, I'm indoors on the computer or on my phone, on the internet, talking to friends. Because that's my only connection to them, because I'm in the middle of nowhere. And I love being by myself, but I still like talking to my friends. So, yeah. List 2 pet peeves. Pet peeves. My personal space is one of them. Don't you fucking get in my personal space unless I know you. And, my second pet peeve is tapping. If I'm sitting in a chair and someone leans against it or starts tapping my chair and getting my personal space or, like, kicking my chair, that pisses the ever-living shit out of me. I will straight up deck a person if they do that. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? In a bakery. And still streaming, probably. How many pairs of shoes do I own? I did own about, I'd say, 10 different pairs, but when I moved, I only brought along, like, 2 or 3. So, 2 or 3. If you were a superhero, what power would you have? Either invisibility or metamorphosis. Probably metamorphosis. Yeah, no, metamorphosis. Because the ability to transform into anything or any creature is ridiculously strong. And it's not even saying if it is a mythical or not. If it's a non-mythical creature, well, if it allows mythical creatures as well, I'll just turn into a dragon real quick. What would you do if I won the lottery? Probably upgrade my stuff. No, wait, no, you know what? No. I would still upgrade my stuff, but that's not exactly gonna waste a lot of the lottery money. That's probably, like, at the most 1,000 out of it. And the lotteries are usually 100,000 to 1,000,000, if depending on which one you're in. Or even 50,000. If I won the lottery, I would put that in savings and gain interest on that. That's what I would do. what form of public transport do you prefer? Air, boat, train, bus, car? Probably either car or boat. Because I love going on boats because I love fishing. I love fishing. I will go fishing any time of the year. And, so I like being on boats because of that. But otherwise, usually a car. Actually, no, train isn't half bad depending on the train you get. I've been on a train that took me from West Virginia down to New York before. And it was a one-day trip on train. It was overnight pretty much. I enjoyed that. And it was a more or less good trip. But one bad trip, the trip there was great. The trip back was shit because of one of the employees was an absolute asshole. So I got the one family member who I actually involved, and they took care of that because I was too young at the time. What's your favorite zoo animal? That is a tough call. I like a lot of animals, but I don't really have a favorite. Especially for the zoo, and it depends the zoo. Probably something like, I can't choose because there's a lot of animals I like. It could be a peacock, could be a tortoise, could be a lemur monkey. There's stuff like that, and I love them all. Iguanas. Geckos. It's a tough call. If I could go back in time to change one thing, what would it be? I already literally said that a minute ago. If I could go back in time, I would go back in time to change. There are two deaths I could have prevented. And, I think if I prevented one of them, there's at least one I know I want to, because it's one I regret. Whereas the other one was I had nothing control over. And, I would go back and change that. But, if you could share a meal with any four individuals, living or dead, who would it be? Oh, that's a good one. Abe Lincoln would definitely be on that list, because Abe Lincoln is awesome. Let me think. Maybe George Washington. Let me think. There was, then Grandmaster Usyk Bach. And Bruce Lee. Or, hold on, let me make sure on that one. Yeah. Because two of them are presidents that I actually like, and two of them are martial artists that I very much respect. If you could oh, wait, that's right. How many pillows do you sleep with? Technically two, but it's just one pillow. But I sleep on a couch because I prefer the couch over a bed for some reason. Don't ask, I just do. And I use the couch cushion as the pillow, and it's angled on the armrest of the couch, which props it up as if it were two pillows, even though it's one very large pillow. So, technically two. But when I had actual pillows, I usually slept with three. What's the longest you've gone without sleep, and why? I think 72 hours, and because of insomnia. Or something like that. Let me think. Or 30, hold on, I went 2 days straight without sleep, which is not 72, but 48? Maybe a little longer, but I've gone 48 hours without sleep because of insomnia. And I don't have that anymore, that was when I was younger, but... What's the tallest building you've been to the top in? I have zero idea. Like, actually, though. But, the closest thing, it's not so much a building as it is a platform, but, there's a mountain near me that I can go up, and it has a platform at the top, and you can see all of where I live. Like, the entirety of the city. Well, quote-unquote city, it's more like a small village, if that. Would you rather change intelligence for looks or looks for intelligence? Probably, I'd take the intelligence. Because, you don't need to look good. Looks are just like, Intelligence does you good. How often do you buy clothes? Yes. Have you ever had a secret admirer? Yes, I have. I'm not going to go into detail about that one because I'm not going to share personal details on that, nor am I going to put out the person. So I'm not going into detail about that, but I have had actually multiple secret admirers. What's your favorite holiday? That would be either Halloween or Christmas. I love Halloween because it's spooky month, and and you get to get spooky and dress up, whereas Christmas is presents. I don't like Thanksgiving because, I have to be with quote-unquote family. They aren't my family, but, I don't like them. Simple as that. What's the most daring thing you've ever done? Probably jumped from 2 stories and landed. No, I've done more daring than that. And the story behind that, though, is, we have a barn back where I live, and essentially there's a hill behind it, and the side of the barn has a plank missing, and it's big enough for someone to fit through. So, it's straight up just a 1 to 2 story drop. And I just sat on the ledge and just it's not enough to kill me or injure me, do not worry. And it even had mud at the bottom to land, so soft landing if anything did go wrong. This was not suicidal, do not worry. But it was, I'd say, probably 1 story. It was about 10 to 15 feet. So I sat and I quote-unquote fell. I slid off on purpose and landed it like superhero landing, kind of. More like a slop squat. Absorb the shock. And I was perfectly fine, of course, because it was soft ground, and I purposely did it, and I did the smallest amount of distance I could. What was the last thing you recorded on TV? Nothing, because I don't record on TV. What was the last book you read? I'm not saying, because it is, it falls into the second genre I talk about the books I like. What's your favorite type of foreign food? Ooh, that's a tough call. Probably ramen. I like ramen. It's good. Are you a clean or messy person? I'm in between. So, I am messy, but I try my best to keep things clean. Like my current work area, quote unquote, the area I'm at right now, is pretty clean. Like I need to scrub it down, but there's not like stuff sitting everywhere. There's nothing sitting around. It's mostly just a little dirty. Like actual just dirt. Because I haven't wiped it down in a bit. But otherwise, nah. Who would you want to play in a movie of your life? Oh, who would you want to play you in a movie of your life? I have zero idea, because I can't think of a single actor that looks like me. But, I think just straight up, no. I would just choose whoever could portray it to this. How long does it take you to get ready in the morning? About 30 minutes. Because, usually I wake up, I get a shower, I eat my breakfast, and that's about it. Well, when I say get a shower, it's just all the stuff you normally do while you're in there. And, all that together takes me about 30 minutes, if that. At the most. If I only do the shower and don't eat, cut that down to 15 or 20. What kitchen appliance do you use every day? The stove. Because I cook a lot. What's your favorite fast food chain? That would be Arby's, Subway, or Chick-fil-A. One of the 3. I don't like where Chick-fil-A stands, but I like the food. I like Arby's food, and Subway, I like subs, and they make good subs. What's your family recipe? We don't have one because anyone in our family except for my grandfather is an absolute shit cook. Well, that and my uncle, who I actually do like. Well, uncle/brother. Long story. Do you love or hate roller coasters? I love roller coasters. I will be scared to get on them, but I love them. I love the adrenaline rush you get from the roller coasters, and I will totally ride that shit all day. Roller coasters are fun as hell. And the funniest part is, I'll ride them, and just to mess with people, I will keep a straightest face I can. But if I have a friend with me, I will keep the straightest face I can to just, make them what the hell? Because it's hilarious to see that reaction. But if I'm doing it by myself, I will just be like, woo! Let's see. What's your favorite movie? Ooh, I'm not sure I have a favorite movie. Favorite movie. I know I have a favorite show, but I'm not sure I have a favorite movie. So, I don't think I actually do. And if I do, I've probably forgotten about it, and if I remembered, I'd be like, oh yeah, no, that one's it. I'm not gonna read that one because that one ruins some people. Is your glass half empty or half full? Definitely half full. Or at least I'd like to try to be. What's the craziest thing you've done in the name of love? Maybe don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. No idea, because I'm a very sensible person. I don't let my emotions usually drive me like that. I think the stupidest thing I've done would be contacting someone when I probably shouldn't have, due to the fact of I just wasn't in a good place. And I didn't do anything necessarily I regret, it's just it was too early because I wasn't exactly in a good place. What 3 items would you take with you on a deserted island? If I could take 3 items with me on a deserted island, I would take a radio, so I could try to get help. I would take a multi-purpose axe, because that would help with survivability. And I would take a, let me think, what would I do for that? Probably a water filtration device, or something I could filter water with. Because, you need healthy drinking water, and if you're on a deserted island, that's usually in the ocean, and that's salt water. So you need some source of hydration. So, that usually includes something like a pot. And if it includes something like a pot, then you can assume that it is going to be able to cook the water and so forth. Meaning you can cook food, you can use the axe to acquire food or whatever you need to eat, to make firewood, etc. and so forth to dig, because it's a multi-purpose axe. And the radio is so that you can try to make contact every day, like you see a ship in the distance, use the radio, try to contact it. What's your favorite subject in school? I'm getting ready to go back into schooling, but the previous one I've done to this point was music theory. Because the teacher I had there, I absolutely loved, because they just, perfect teacher, straight up. It was, how does this make you feel? Here's how it's applicable. Here's how it affects people, and how does this affect you? Rather than, here's the history, here's who made it, they did this, here's a fucking 5-page essay, make a 5-page essay on this singular person, or, answer these questions. No, it was, here's what this is, here's how this is supposed to make you feel, here's how people usually use it, here's some examples, and now listen to this, and try to hear it. If you don't hear it, that's perfectly okay. But how does it make you feel, and how would you describe it? And they teach you how to describe how songs make you feel, and I loved that. It was practical music, and I loved it. What's the most unusual thing you've ever eaten? I do not know. Oh, you know what? Probably my bacon mushroom pizza. I like bacon mushroom pizza. It's weird, but I love it. Do you collect anything? Not particularly. Not myself, at least. But I do have a collection of multiple things that I've acquired. Like, I have Pogs, if you know what those are. I have an entire, like, meter-big tube of Pogs. And for those of you who don't know what Pogs are, I inherited them. Pogs are these little, like, circle things. Like, if you put your finger to your thumb and make a circle, they're about that big. They're usually cardboard, and they have, like, photos on them. Or art, or, like, holographic stuff. And they were super popular in, like, the 90s. I have, like, a meter-long tube of those. And yes, it's a tube. People kept them in tubes, and it's hilarious. Is there anything you wish would come back into fashion? Heelys. I love Heelys. I have Heelys, or at least I did. I don't know if I brought them with me. I think that was the third pair of shoes I talked about, but I might have forgotten them, so I don't know. But I love Heelys. They are fun as hell. Are you introvert or extrovert? I am an introvert that is just extremely fucking extroverted. I recharge by myself, but I love talking to people. I'm one of the most extroverted introverts you will meet. It is as simple as that. Which of the 5 senses would you say is your strongest? My strongest sense, that's a tough call, would probably be, let me think, there's sight, taste, touch, smell, and sound. Probably not a taste, if I'm being honest, because if something's even a day starting to rot, like, you give it a gallon of milk, and it's literally like 1 day past its expiration, and you didn't show me the expiration dates, I can taste that. Like, no one else can taste it or tell the difference, but I can. Simple as that. My taste is stupid good. Have you ever had a surprise party that was an actual surprise? No. Because I kind of expect them. And I try to, but I expect it. Are you related or distantly related to anyone famous? Not that I know of. What do you do to keep fit? Well, what I do to keep fit is 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 jumping jacks. I dance, I stretch, and when I say I dance, I mean like how I did on stream. I'll just get a song going and just dance. I also do things like standing on one leg whenever I'm standing still, to help balance and just keep my legs good. I'll do pull-ups if I can. Just anything. If I get free time, I'll just do something. And it keeps you in good condition. Let's see. If you're a ruler of your own country, what would be the first law you would introduce? That I have zero idea on, because that depends on the country, the people, the when, the where, the why, the how. So, that, I can't answer that without more detail. Who's your favorite teacher in school and why? Like I said before, music theory. My music theory teacher. I'm not saying who they are, though. What 3 things do you do the most each day? Game, eat, and sleep. That's what I spend most of my day doing, so, like, yeah. You can sum it up with that. Because my schooling hasn't started up yet. Again, I should say. Because I was out of school, and now I'm going back to school soon, so... if you had a warning label, what would yours say? I would say emotionally unstable, but I'm not really. Probably... I would probably just say mistress. That would be my warning label. It would just be warning, mistress ahead. Yeah. But, what song would you say best sums you up? That, I do not know, to be honest. I mean, it depends on, well, I know I have songs for specifics, but nothing general sums up me. What celebrity would you like to meet at Starbucks for a cup of coffee? I'm not sure. I have celebrities I like, but not enough to remember them that well. Like, if you say their name, I'll remember them, but otherwise, I don't think about them. Who was your first crush? And I don't really do crushes, so... What was the most interesting thing you can see out of your office or kitchen window? Out of my kitchen window, sometimes deer. So, out my kitchen window, just, you see the yard, and then forest. Because it's a very large area, and also pond. So, no matter what window you look out in our house, there's a chance you might see a deer, because they like to come into our yard all the time, and it's great. So you just might see a deer. If you could join any past or current music group, what would you want to join? Music group. That's a tough call. I would say Pentatonics, but I'm not too big a fan of theirs, as much as I do like some of their songs. That was a phase, more like it. Daft Punk. I would absolutely join Daft Punk. I love Daft Punk. They are great. How many languages do you speak? Only one, surprisingly. I used to be able to hold a conversation in Japanese, and I knew a bit of ASL, but I do not anymore, because I have not used them in about 3 to 5 years. And I just kind of forgot it all, because when you don't use it, you forget it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how funny would you say you are? Aha! Yeah, no. I'm not answering that, because I don't think I'm that funny. Also, what? Someone just added me to ask if I'm streaming when it shows on Discord that I'm streaming and that there is a literal announcement that I'm streaming. I'm just gonna quickly... I am streaming. It shows... Sorry, I'm quickly doing a quick thing. Just give me a hot second. Yes. Sorry about that. Currently taking care of a thing, because someone added me to something that did not have any need to be added, but, what was your first job? Martial arts instructor, believe it or not. Well, technically my first job was lawn mowing when I was like a kid, because, you know, you mow the lawn, you get paid, woo! But, the first actual job, I would say, would be as a martial arts instructor, because I was doing it for 10 years. Well, I did it for 10 years, and I taught for 6. At about the 4-year mark, I started help instructing, and I started being allowed to teach private lessons, where I get paid for teaching. So, yeah. So I did that. Oh, God, didn't mean to do that. But, So, yeah, no, martial arts instructor. Let's see. Who is the most intelligent person you know? The most intelligent? The only person I can say that I know as the most intelligent would be like I said before, my best friend, Christian, because of the fact that, you know, I know him best, and I can say he is definitely a smart man. Oh, hi, Luke. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. Just currently getting... we are going through a lot of questions. We're up to, like, almost done the entire list, and there's like 100 of them. Jesus. If you had to describe yourself as an animal, which would it be? As an animal, I think I would be either a cat or dolphin. Where I'm very friendly and love to go and play with people and, like, so forth. But you try to get too much into me, or you try to be too active with me when I don't want to be active, I will just walk away. As simple as that. Which is like a cat. A dolphin, or a dolphin. Like, it just pushes it too far, and I'm just gonna be like, nah, I'm just gonna, what did it do, and I walk away. But, what is one thing you'll never do again? One thing I'll never do again. I can't really say I'd never do again, because you never really know. Who knows you the best? Again, probably my best friend, because I've known him the longest. And I've shared a lot of stuff with him. And there's still some things he doesn't know that some of my old friends do know. But, like, yeah, no, that just is. But, yeah, no, that's all the questions. We have gone through almost 100 questions. Jesus. We went through those fast. I would be a wolf because I'm fishes. Sure you would, hon. But luckily I have more than one list, so we can keep going. What weird food combination do you really enjoy? As I said earlier, bacon mushroom pizza. As weird as it sounds, I love mushrooms, I love bacon, and I love pizza. And I loved bacon pizza, and I'm like, what happens if I put mushrooms on it, because I like mushrooms? And it turned out really good, and I like it. What social stigma does society need to get over? I'm not going into that, because that's political. I would be a deer, because I'm very sweet, very chumpy. Oh, that's cute. I like that sound. But, what food have you never eaten but would really like to try? Pocky. I have never had Pocky, but I really want to. What's something you really recent paid for? My phone bill. would a world populated by clones of you be like? I mean, I don't know, that could be very interesting. Because I'm a very quick learner, and, like, a world populated by clones of me, I think it would be an interesting scenario, because if I'm interacting with myself, we would be indoors and outdoors a lot at the same time, because we would hang out a lot, and then we would go and be off by ourselves all alone, and then go hang out again, and then we would also do a lot of, like, answer a lot of philosophical questions, because I do that shit by myself places already, and, probably try to make some new discoveries and explorations in the scientific fields and so forth. What's something you, no, I just read that one. Do you think that aliens exist? Possibly. I don't know. So, I think aliens could exist, but it's very dependent on your definition of an alien. Because it depends, because, like, my definition of what they would be technically isn't an alien. Think about germs, is the best way to put it. Germs, amoebas, stuff like that, are alive, and say you find something like that on Mars, that is an alien. So I think aliens are a possibility, because something like that could exist. Where germs, amoebas, stuff like that. But even if it's like, minuscule, unseeable, it can exist out there. So I believe that to be an alien, even if it's not like, sentient life. It's still life. And it's not on our planet, which makes it alien. So, in that sense, yes. What are you currently worried about? Life. Everything. Yes. What are some unusual places you've been? I've been in caves, I've been on top of mountains. I've been a lot of places, surprisingly, but at the same time, not many. Like, and if you're being specific, ice skating rings, roller skating rings, on top of mountains, in caves, just stuff like that. But, the most unusual place, probably New York, because I did not like New York. And it was, yeah, I'm never going there again. Where do you get your news? Just in general. I just get it in generally. Usually I hear my friends talk about it and then I check it out myself. What are some red flags to watch out for in daily life? You made a Lego knife? Ha! Nice. What are some red flags to watch out for in your daily life? That's a tough one. Red flags. It depends if we're talking about people or in general. I can't really answer that without getting more specific. Guns? Yes, that's a red flag right there. Guns. But to be fair, if that's the case, then every day's a red flag to me, because I have a gun over here with me. It's literally against the chair on the other side of the room with me. Let's see. What movie can you watch over and over without ever getting tired of it? Probably the Godzillas. Well, no, I get tired of Godzillas, actually. Power Rangers. I love Power Rangers. I have Power Rangers on VHS, and I watched it all the time when I was a kid, and I watched it a lot. I had a lot of fun with those. When you were old, what do you think children will ask you to tell stories about? I got a gun for my B-Day and same. Yeah. Well, when I'm old, what stories will I tell children? I'll probably tell them about all the people I've met, and the different things I've done, like this, like streaming here, or, the martial arts I've done, and the people I met through that, or all the baking I'll be doing. Just stuff like that. If you could switch two movie actors, what switch would you lead to the most inappropriate movies? I have no idea. You know what I'd probably do? I wouldn't do an actor or character. I would just take, like, Steve Jobs and put him in random places. Like, straight up. Like, put him in a horror movie. Because just imagine Steve Jobs in a horror movie. That would be funny. Or just something like that. Or like, what was his name? The guy in the wheelchair that was super smart. Or supposedly super smart. I would put him in a horror movie, because that would just be funny. As cruel as that might sound. Now, the reason I say it is because if he's in the movie and he's willingly doing it, it's not like forcing or making fun of him. That is the key there. What inanimate object would be the most annoying if it played loud, upbeat music while being used? My computer! Because I would have to listen to that all the time. And I love having background music like that, but it's loud, and I don't want it to be loud. I have to deal with loud noises as is. When does something start out badly for you, but in the end it was great? I'm not sure. Oh! You know what? Probably one of my trips to Ocean City. So, I usually every 2 or 3 years go to Ocean City, and I love it. And one time when I went with a group of people, I was sick beforehand, and it was starting off bad because I was sick. But I still had an absolute great time despite it. And believe it or not, the ocean water actually helped keep my nose cleared up, so that was nice. Let's see. What animal would be the cutest if scaled down to the size of a cat? And probably an elephant, or something like that, or a rhino. Imagine having a cat-sized pet elephant, or a cat-sized pet rhino, or something like that. You just take some of the biggest... No, you know what? A whale. Or like a killer whale. Because imagine taking this big whale, and taking it the size of a cat, and putting it in a big-ass tank. And it's like, where's the whale? Come see the whale! Come see a tiny whale! Cat-sized whale! And you just get to get in the water and play with it. That would be awesome. Now for going mythological creatures, absolutely a dragon. Or something like that, or a griffin. Let's see. What's wrong but sounds right? I don't know. What's the most epic way you've seen someone quit or be fired? I haven't really seen that happen much, so I can't really say. If you couldn't be convicted of any one type of crime, what criminal charge would you like to be immune to? Robbery. I mean, think about it. If you choose that one, it will fill out multiple of them. And all you have to do in that scenario is get a legal gun, you go into a bank, you fire it up, and so long as you don't kill no one, you get away scot-free because it's not illegal for you. Because, robbery isn't illegal for you. So you never have to worry about money again. I mean, you have to worry about getting shot, but, it's kind of the risk you take with something like that. What's something that'll always be in fashion no matter how much time passes? Wheelies. What actor or actress play the same character in almost every movie or that show they do? I don't know. In the past, people were buried with... In the past, people were buried with the items they would need in the afterlife. What would you want buried with you so you could use it in the afterlife? What would I use? Let me think. What item would I be buried with? Maybe a phone. The reason being a phone... Phones need to be brought back into fashion? Yes! But the reason I say a phone is because imagine contacting someone from the afterlife on your phone. That would be hilarious. That's why. Just because that would be funny. What's the best/worst practical joke that you've played on someone or that was played on you? Let me think. I think it's what I have planned. So one joke I'm going to do someday, if I ever have someone living with me, I am going to buy a new door and put it in the closet. I'm then going to, as someone's in the room, kick in the door and or bust through the door as I yell, "Kool-Aid Man, oh yeah." Like straight up, just bust through the door. And that's why I bought the backup door so I can replace it afterwards, but I'm going to one day bust through a door yelling, "Kool-Aid Man, oh yeah." Because why not? see. Who do you go out of your way to be nice to? I don't really go out of my way to be nice. I just am to anyone, usually. And if I'm not nice, it's because I'm just being me. And like, eh. Where do you get most of the decorations for your home? eBay. Or Amazon. Usually Amazon. What food is delicious but a pain to eat? Spicy food. Okay. I have a story. So, I'd say a few years ago, I went out with a relative and a friend, who was also technically a relative, to eat. And they tried to pull a prank on me by ordering the spiciest wings the place had. And I just sat there and ate them as I stared them down. And it was no problem for me. I don't know why, I can just handle spicy well. And I just kept eating them. Even though they were burning hot and also extremely spicy, because they were still very hot. And I just kept eating them. They were like, I guess they're not that spicy. And when they took a bite out of them, they freaked the fuck out. And it was hilarious. I just sat there watching them freak out, chug their drinks from how spicy it was, as I just sat there continuing to eat them, as I just watched them freak out. It was hilarious. I turned their own prank against them, and it was funny. Who was your craziest, most interesting teacher? I already told. What old person thing do you do? What old person thing do I do? I know a lot of old, very, very old music and shows because of a lot of different reasons, but because also I own VHS tapes and DVDs from back then. Like, I have, there's this one comedian from back in black and white shows who, I forget his name, but he was an amazing comedian. And his show would go, it opens up, he does jokes, it does a music bit, it then goes to a miniature show he would make of one of his characters, and it would then cut back to him to doing more comedy. And I loved it. It was great, and it was in black and white. And he made a very small number of colored ones when color came around, but black and white does him more justice, to be honest. Let's see. Looking for a good question. What would be the worst things to hear as you are going under anesthesia before heart surgery? Okay, now pull up the wiki page. That would be the worst thing to hear. You just hear the doctor okay, pull up the wiki page right before you go under. Oh god, that would be horrible. What's the spiciest thing you've ever eaten? One time, one of my fellow relatives likes spicy stuff, and I was just like, let me try some of that when they were eating it. Eating some of the spiciest one they had, and I just ate it like it was nothing, like I did with the wings. But that doesn't mean it wasn't spicy as hell. I ate it, and after about like 5 minutes, I was like, yeah, no, okay, and I grabbed the drink, I started drinking a little. I continued to eat some more of it. I then take a small sip of water. I set my water down, I continue eating for a bit, pick up the water, like just how you normally drink something as you eat. What's the most expensive thing you've broken? Most expensive thing I've broken. That's a tough call. I can't really remember breaking many things throughout my life, believe it or not. Actually, you know what? The most expensive thing? A phone? Yes, actually, I have broken a phone on accident. That reminds me. So, the story was, I had my knife, which I actually have right here with me, in my pocket, and it has a tab on the back of it. The tab on the back of it you press to make the blade come out. That tab was in the same pocket as my phone, pressed into my phone's camera, and broke that part of the phone. And because the camera broke, the glass went inward some, which caused the motherboard to get a little messed up, and it caused my phone to be broken, straight up. But the second most expensive thing is something I broke on purpose, believe it or not, and it was boards during a tournament. I bought about 50 boards, all 1 inch, 1 by 1 foot boards. And for those who don't know, martial arts break boards. So for a tournament, I bought 50 of them. 25 for practice, 25 for breaking in the tournament. Because the entirety of my breaks, put simply, was a front kick which was 2 inches of wood, a side kick which was 3 inches of wood, a reverse punch which was 2 inches of wood, an elbow which was 3 inches of wood, a sliding side kick which was 6 inches of wood, a stomp kick with, I believe, a foot thick, a foot of wood. And I want you to think that is a foot through. Imagine, I want you to take an inch of wood, or like one of your knuckles. I want you to stack that up 12 times. And imagine that in wood. I broke through that, and 9 inches of wood with a palm heel strike. And if memory serves correctly, that should be 25. I might be missing a break. I might have too many or too little. I don't know. I'm doing this off the top of my head. It was a while ago. But I believe that was it. But that would be the second most expensive thing I've broken. Because of how much of it there was. And that stuff is costly, to put the least. What obstacle would be included in the world's most amazing obstacle course? Pie eating. You have to stop and eat an entire fucking pie. Yes, that. What do you think you are much better at than you actually are? Handstands. So I think I'm good at handstands, but I'm not. Simple as that. Should kidneys be able to be bought and sold? I mean, if you're selling your kidney, you have good reason. What's the last time you got to tell someone I told you so? Like 3 days ago. I tell that to people a lot. Because people come to me for advice a lot. And sometimes they don't listen. And my advice comes to fruition. And then they come to me and they're like, yeah, I know this happened. And I'm just like, I fucking told you so. Oh, hi, Ty. Welcome. How are you doing, Ty? I'm just answering questions and so forth. What's your cure for the hiccups? My cure for the hiccups? I don't know, to be honest. I usually just drink a lot of water. And that usually does it. Doing swell, just finished watching new people play Phasmophobia. Nice! Oh, I still badly want to play Phasmophobia, but I don't have the game. I would so play it if I did. But oh well. Oh yeah, I should probably mention before stream, I may or may not, and this is for everyone else, I know you probably saw Ty, I know, but I was playing Pokemon Sword before stream, and right before stream I beat the gym leader. And not the gym leader, I beat Leon, I think his name is, the final guy, the league champion. And I beat him like 7 times. The reason being is because my game froze 6 times until I fixed it. And on the 7th time after I beat him, it finally let me beat the game and I got to go back to my room. He was easy, wasn't it? Yes, I kicked his ass. The unbeatable champion! Yeah, sure, unbeatable. I literally didn't lose to him once in the 7 fights I did. Let's see. What invention doesn't get a lot of love, but has greatly improved the world? The light bulb! I say that, but the light bulb doesn't get as much appreciation as it should. I think, at least. Because we just use them, and we never think about them. Unbeatable, I don't think he had 6 Pokemon either. I think he did. No, he had 6 Pokemon. He was the only person other than, like, his rival, the Dragon M leader, during the solo fight, that had 6 Pokemon. The only other people who ever had 6 Pokemon was Speed, what's his name, your quote-unquote rival, the Dragon Gym leader, the best fighter to beat two, was the best fighter. Yeah, understandable. Lemao, rival. Yeah, exactly, yeah, rival. Like, really, you just kick his ass every time. Like, if you lose to him, I am surprised. I mean, it's not impossible, but... what mythical creature do you wish actually existed? I want to say dragons, but dragons would absolutely destroy us. I mean, that depends on the type of dragon though, but if a singular one, and it also depends on what type we're talking about. We're talking Chinese, Japanese, American, European, because that would also determine the type of dragon. So yeah, no dragon, because depending on the type of dragon, depending on which culture you're going with, it could be good or it could be bad. So yeah, we'll just turn the world on How to Train a Dragon. That'd be funny. I know Eastern dragons are friendly dragons, Western isn't. Yeah, Europeans are not friendly. Well, European dragons are unfriendly. Chinese dragons are wise and away from people. And the same for Japanese. And there's one other, I'm trying to remember what it is. It's near China. It's, Asian? Not Asian. Like, it's close to India, somewhere around there. I know those ones are not friendly, but they don't mess with people either. So, yeah. Dragons. It'd be interesting if all of them came to fruition, and it's dependent on which one you go to. Let's see. How do you judge a person? How they act. Simple as that. I gotta sneeze, but it's not coming out. What are your most important rules when going on a date? Respect. That's definitely a big one. That's probably not what I use for a last name in video games. What? Huh? Dragon? Oh. Totally. Oh, I meant to get a drink. My throat. Sorry, I'm talking so much I'm forcing it a little. Not on purpose, though. Is someone new in your life who would be the narrator? I would probably say Morgan Freeman, because Morgan Freeman. That or Samuel L. Jackson. Because Samuel L. Jackson's funny, but Morgan Freeman's smooth, silky voice I love. So, it's like rich caramel. What was the most unsettling film you've ever seen? The Ring. Like, actually, I do not like that movie. Oh. What unethical experiment would have the biggest positive impact on society as a whole? I was actually talking about this with a friend. So, there's a whole joke about the Elon Musk and, like, the Cat Girls, or whatever his name is, and the Cat Girls, and how he funded it. And, not specifically the Cat Girls, but something like that of genetic mutation could be leaps and bounds for us in the medical field. The problem is, though, that A, people find it unethical, because they expect to do all these giant leaps and like, oh, we're gonna slice human DNA with lizard DNA. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where they take someone who has pregnant, pretty much, or just pregnant, and they change one gene specifically, and they have a safe group, and they have two change groups, and they watch what the difference it makes, and they do that, and it's only that singular change, that single gene, and they do that, and as they continue over the years doing that, they discover, hey, this gene does this gene does this, and if we can discover that, and we can learn, hey, this will allow us to cure stuff like genetic illnesses, or stuff like cancer. Like, actually, though. And it absolutely would, but people find it unethical. And it's not really unethical when people sign up for it, and you do it in small amounts like that, where you make a single small change that should not affect someone's life drastically or majorly in any horrible way. Like, I never saw the problem with that, I'll be honest. Because it's done in such a small amount, but it's research over time that will make such a big difference for humanity. I actually discussed that with a friend a while back. What are you interested in that most people aren't? That most people aren't? I like 3D modeling. Or baking. One of the two. Because I actually enjoy making these models. or putting them together, I should say. And baking, I just love baking. Everyone likes baking, but they never do it. Or at least most people like baking. If you were given a PhD degree, but had no more knowledge of the subject, of the subject of the degree besides what you have now, what degree would you have be given to you? Baking? It'd be a cooking degree, though. PhD in motherfucking cooking. What smartphone feature would you actually be excited for a company to implement? I'm trying to think. I'm not sure on that one. Off the top of my head, I'd have to think on that one. So what's something people don't worry about but really should? I'm not going to say that because I already have anxiety and I don't want to give you all anxiety. Do you think children born today will have better or worse lives than their parents? I think if they're born today of this generation, they could have better. Because something that is becoming more acceptable is being open. And our generation kind of got fucked up by the boomers because they wanted to be old school and they got fucked up. So they had to fuck us up. And something I've noticed is that we try to at least not to our children, and more like actually talking about it, getting therapy is more common. Us talking about our feelings and how things affect us is more common, which is a good thing. And we'll teach that to our children. And we teach that to them, and they'll turn out better for it. And then they'll teach that to their children, hopefully. It's simple as that. I think it would be for the better, as emotionally. Now, situationally, it would be shit, because America's a shithole to be in, and, let's see. What's the funniest joke you know by heart? The funniest joke I know by heart isn't even that funny, but I love it to this day. And it is, there's a man in a bar. Oh, vibes, welcome, Micah. But, like I say, the funniest joke you know by heart is not even that funny of a joke, but I love it to this day. And what it is, a man walks into, the man's in a bar, and he's clearly wasted off his ass. And when he asks the bartender for another drink, he says, no, I'm not giving you anymore, you're drunk. And so the guy says, okay, how about you give me one more drink if I could fart the national anthem? So the bartender's like, alright, cool, alright, I'm intrigued, let's hear it. So, the guy gets up on the bar stool, he drops his trouser and he starts just taking a shit. The bartender immediately screams, what the fuck are you doing? And the guy responds, what, everything is gonna clear his throat? Of course the guy gets kicked out of the bar. I don't know why I love that joke, but to this day, I heard that joke when I was like 7, and to this day I have not forgotten it. I don't know why I find that so funny, but it is my favorite joke. Just straight up, also, is that a... Oh, poop joke, hell yeah! Hell yeah, brother! When's the last time you felt you had a new lease on life? This year! I've already talked about the story of it, I won't go into it more. What's the funniest actual name you've heard of someone having? I know it, but I can't remember it, sadly. When charity or charitable cause is most deserving of money? I think giving water to people is probably the Thirst Project. And the reason being is because world thirst is one of the biggest problems we have. Unclean water is one of the biggest problems we have. And people can survive a long time on water. They can go a month on water alone. Then they need food, and by that point, you should have food, at least a little bit. So, I think the biggest thing is water, or, like the Thirst Project, because if we take care of world thirst, the next thing is world hunger, and at the same time, most diseases. Because a lot of diseases that happen come from the fact of unhealthy or unclean water, believe it or not. At least in low quality countries, we'll say. Oh, hold on. Oh, sorry. What TV show character would it be the most fun to change places with for a week? For a week, eh? I am unsure on that one. Because if we're staying for a week now, I want to say something like Goku or something. Because, like, it'd be fun to go to the world of Dragon Ball, but you have to train a really long... No! You know what you do in that scenario? It says for a week. You train with Goku. You go to the hyperbolic time chamber with, like, Roshi, and he trains you there. And in one day of that week, you're suddenly, you know, like, a year into that training, and actually making progress. That would be fun. So I would totally do that. Or like with Whis. Just something like that. What was the coolest... Well, what was cool when you were young but isn't cool now? There's a lot of things like that. Fucking like Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess? Something like that. Bakugan? Beyblades? Stuff like that. That was cool as a kid, but not anymore. I like those shows though, and I like the toys. They were fun. But I like those. No, I'm not gonna lie, I like them a lot. Let's see. If you're gonna move to another country, but only pack one carry-on size bag, what would you pack? That is, I'll probably take my laptop. That's a given. I would need my laptop, my phone, chargers, clothes, obviously, changes the clothes. What else? Obviously, you know, healthcare stuff like shampoo, toothbrush, toothpaste. I'd probably take at least one weapon with me because it's good to have a weapon for self-defense purposes. Even if it's only something small like a knife. I'm not sure what else. If I could fit my desktop in it somehow, I would take it, but that's if. Most ironic thing you've seen happen. I don't remember that off the top of my head. Did you know your birthday is the same day you were born? My god, I had no idea! But if magic was real, what spell would you try to learn first? That is a tough call. If magic was real, I love ice magic and fire magic. But I think the first spell I would probably ever try to learn would be a flight spell. Because the ability of flight, I love ice magic. I absolutely do. And fire magic's cool. But I think the first spell I would learn before anything would be a flight spell. Or air magic. Because of the fact that, A, you can fly. And flying is awesome. And then I would learn ice magic. If you were a ghost and could possess people, what would you make them do? Depends the person, depends the time, depends the place. That's too general. Let's see. Give me a good question. Looking for one. Hold on. What game have you spent the most hours playing? I can check that. The game I spent the most hours playing. You would learn a supersonic boom flight. I mean, that's kind of what would happen with it, but But, what game have I spent the most hours in? I can actually tell you by looking at my games on Steam. Give me a second. Sort by playtime. The most time I have in any game is Warframe with 1,776 hours. That is the most time I have in a game. Second being VRChat with 1,020 hours, which I did not realize I passed the 1,000 hour mark a while ago. Well, it's nice. Okay. Let's see. What's the most comfortable, better chair you have been in? Plus, I have 5,419 hours on Final Fantasy 14. Nice. So I think that's my most played game? Yeah. Yeah. You need to understand, I play a lot of variety games. I don't stick to one game for too long, other than something like Warframe. And, so, because of that, if I were to get a total time, my total playtime amongst games is fucking ridiculous, I can tell you that now. And there are games that aren't even on Steam and so forth. Like, I probably, the game I probably put the most time into ever is Okami, on the PlayStation 2. I spent 2 years straight, without a walkthrough, 100%ing that game. Every weekend, Okami did that's a great. Yes! I love Okami! Finally, someone else who knows Okami! Yes! So, on Okami, hold on. Let me make sure we're thinking of the same game. Yes. Okay, you're talking about Okami then? You're talking about the tiny one, yes. They're talking the child of Amaterasu, the little one that was on like the 3DS, or the DS I mean. That was a good one. I'm not sure how I feel about the yes, I saw both. Yeah, my only complaint about the game is I don't know how I feel about the implied, bestiality in that, but, yeah. Don't call me. I spent 2 years 100%ing that game without a walkthrough. And I beat it, I'd say about 6 times, no, more than 6 times, what am I saying? I beat it probably 20 times over in those 2 years. When I'm like, hey, I don't want to look at something, I'm just gonna go quickly beat the game again in the span of a weekend. And I did that all the time. I probably have like 3,000 to 4,000 hours in that game. I don't know, good job. Yeah. What's the most comfortable bed or chair you've ever been in? The most comfortable bed I have ever been in is here where I live right now, and it's upstairs, and it is a memory foam hella soft bed. Because when I sleep on a bed, it either has to be a super hard bed or a super soft bed. I cannot do in between. You put me on a normal bed, and I'm going to have a horrible night's sleep. Either put me on a hard couch, or put me on the world's softest bed, like memory foam. There is no in between. Let's see. What video, or movie, picture, or video always makes you laugh no matter how often you see it? Oh, I know exactly what. One moment, I am pulling it up. I know exactly what video. Give me a hot second. Let me just find it real quick. I'm pretty sure I showed you it, Tice. Okay, I have it here. So, I'm going to show you all what I find to be one of my favorite videos of all time. Let me just... This right here is probably one of my favorite videos I've ever watched.
Hey, Zach, do we have any milk?
Oh, no, that is the wrong... that is not the original. God damn it, it's just skim milk, I think. Apologies. Here it is!
Hey, Zach, do we have any milk?
We got skim milk.
No, I don't want skim milk.
What's wrong with skim milk?
No, fuck skim milk.
No, don't fuck the skim
I'm gonna
milk.
fuck the skim milk.
No, don't fuck the
I'm gonna
skim
fuck
milk.
the skim milk.
Don't fuck it!
I'm gonna fuck the skim milk!
Do not put your dick in the skim milk!
I'm gonna stick my dick in the skim milk!
Skim milk.
No, Tice, don't fuck the skim milk! That is one of my favorite videos to this day. I love that video to death. Hey, do we have any milk? Oh, we got skim milk. No, fuck the skim milk. What? No, don't fuck the skim milk. I'm gonna fuck the skim milk. No, don't fuck the skim milk. I'm gonna fuck the skim milk. Don't stick it. I'm gonna stick. Don't stick your dick in. I'm gonna stick my dick in the skim milk. Oh, I love it. It's so stupid, and I love it. I will never get tired of that one. That's one way to milk it. God damn it, Ty! Oh, God. God damn it. Yeah, fuck. You went there. You went there, Ty. Ty. I will come into that chat. I see you in there. I will come in there. Do not make me come there. I did nothing wrong. Yes, you did, Ty. I will come in there. Do not test me. Let's do this Texas style. I'm testing you. Oh, bitch, you've done test the wrong person. I'm coming in there now. I'm coming in there, Ty. Ty.
I did nothing wrong.
You did everything wrong.
I did nothing wrong.
You did everything wrong.
I did nothing wrong.
Get to this one.
I'm gonna fuck the skim milk.
Don't.
Are you sure about that, boy? You fucking sure about that?
Ty,
I'm
what
gonna
did you
fuck
do?
the skim milk.
You did a pun, and it was a horrible pun.
Said it.
It was worth it.
No, it wasn't, Ty.
Hey, listen to this, goddess. I just found out there's a mod to make Spyro a chunky little chungus, and I'm squealing in delight, kicking my feet,
Oh,
doing little
God.
claps. I would die for him.
Yes,
I'm putting it in memes.
please do. I need to see this.
Oh, I know which one
Oh.
you're talking about.
My God,
Man's
I love it.
literally looks like a furry OC.
I hate it and I love it at the same time. I love that he's chunky. I hate how he looks
Yeah, I want it.
He's chunky boy.
because, as SDS said, it looks like a furry OC.
That's what I said.
Exactly. Like, well then.
He's literally
apparently-
crack.
Apparently, I got disco night, dude.
Wait, what?
It's a fucking. Oh, you got the grip I wanted, asshole.
Okay.
Look at me, I'm getting lucky.
Alright,
I'm feeling lucky.
go see your pop in here.
Oh, no, I'm here and I'm not leaving now.
Well,
Oh no!
You
This is
made a
the
mistake,
punishment I
Ty.
caused.
Yes.
Double
Double out, Ty.
There was no mistake. This was all a calculated risk.
What's everyone doing, by the
Are
way?
you sure about that?
Are you sure about
The
that?
risk I took was calculated, but man, am I bad at that.
Yes. I love that
I
one.
guarantee you had that ain't a fucking mistake, boy.
It was calculated, I'm just bad at math.
I love that
Never
joke.
try it again.
That is one of my favorite jokes to this day, though. Oh god,
But it's so true.
you all didn't
I
hear
need
the
to-
joke I made earlier.
No, we didn't. I have something for you that I was just reading to everybody here when you're done.
Oh, well, you're gonna hate this. This is a joke that I was told when I was like 7, and I haven't forgotten it to this day. And, so, I was reading out questions and answering them, and one of them was, what is the funniest joke you know? And it's not the funniest, but it is a horrible one, and I love it. And I known it since I was 7. It's not bad horrible, it's just a bad joke. And it is, there's a man in a bar, and he's wasted off his ass, obviously. And he will ask the bartender for another drink. The bartender just says, no, you're wasted, I'm not giving you another drink. So the man says, okay, let's make a deal. How about you give me one more drink if I can fart the national anthem? Obviously, the bartender's interested, so he's like, okay, sure, let's hear it. So, the guy stands up on his stool as he proceeds to drop his drawers, and he just starts taking a shit. Bartender's like, the hell are you doing? His answer is, every great singer has to clear his throat first.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Drunk Gennaro.
Oh my gosh.
Three skills. Both of
Okay.
you drunk.
Goddess?
Yes,
Drunk. I said go to your skills.
No.
yes,
Oh, wait, you want me
No.
yes!
Got it, no. Got it, yes.
Go to
Oh,
so,
what
and
did,
skip. Hit R to reset all. It's just hit R. We'll see. Are you
I
sure?
told you it was a horrible joke.
Alright.
What are you talking about?
Alright, you ready for this one, Goddess?
Yes.
This This one's called Today I effed up by downloading a sleeping app that records noise, changing my diet, forgetting to check said app, and realized I'm blowing hot balls of fire at my boyfriend for months.
Yeah.
Hold on, just let me read. I, 27 female, have had trouble sleeping at night since I was a child. Finding out that my boyfriend, 32 male, of 2 years also has trouble sleeping at night, we both decided to download an app that basically records movement, snoring, extra noise, and your level of consciousness. Now, I am known for eating right before bed, and recently my doctor had recommended I add more fiber to my diet along with sleeping pills. This was my first mess up. Unknowingly to me, fiber causes mad gas. The kind of noise that is only found by a herd of elephants running through a concrete desert. Months have gone by, and I started to sleep better than I've ever had due to the pills and the diet change, forgetting all about the app. But one concerning thing was that my boyfriend was starting to feel distant. I would wake up in the morning and he would have made his way down to the couch until I got up and came down. No arguments, nothing of the obvious I could wrap my pea brain around at the time, but as anyone would, I started to get suspicious there was someone else. About an hour ago, I remembered the app records noise and decided that if I checked the app, I would be able to tell what time he's getting up and leaving the bedroom, and maybe see if his phone rings or anything of that sort, and try to piece together why my lovely caveman was leaving me to sleep downstairs. Well, let me tell you, I found out why, and I'm about to reveal my sad, embarrassing truth about you. I have been indiscriminately, but vigorously, farting the most thunderous claps from the depths of hell you can imagine. I mean, there are 124 recordings from last night alone.
Jesus!
As soon as I fall asleep, I start letting them rip unknowingly because of the strength of the sleepers.
Oh my god!
124 times my sphincter deceived me, and to make it worse, I sleep on my side, shimmied into him with my butt and back, so I've been hitting him with the devil's breath directly on him. After about 10 of these clappers, you hear rustling and footsteps and a low mumbling of cursing the whole way until the door slams. So my friends, don't take too much fiber and sleeping pills if you don't want your significant other to mildly dislike you and be distant. TLDR, changed my diet to more fiber, took sleeping pills to knock me out, recorded myself blowing gas as strong as a whale coming up to breathe.
Oh god!
Alright. Okay, so our own drum. Go to the ghost tree in your skills.
I'm guessing you're playing Payday.
Enforcer, technician, ghost.
AR.
Hero joined him.
Oh, nice! I hear
Now,
cat.
on the
David
ghost
got it.
I heard cat.
versus shinobi.
Meow.
Pretty much everything in Chernobyl done.
It is time for
Is it,
KV2. KV2 is top tier.
Meow.
Korean 6 cents?
It's Mountain
and, like,
Pass.
nimble, right?
I have a question for you
Almost
all.
everything on the enemy team I contend from the front.
Here's a good question for you all.
To the left.
If life is so good, why is there not
I would say,
a life 2?
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, have
Because when has
Alien
the sequel ever been better?
True.
Trainer aced, Six Sits aced, and Nimble aced.
Okay.
Deal.
And
Where?
under Archer, have Duck and Cover, just basic, so one. Parkour and Inner Park.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go end off my stream. I'm having a good stream, but I'm gonna go end things off and just hang here with y'all.
Yeah.
Alright.
So I'm gonna deafen for a bit.
Okay.
STS.
Alright.
Alright. Yeah, no, like I said, everyone, I'm just gonna end things here for tonight. I love this, and I love y'all. I just wanna hang with some friends. We've been going for 2 hours. I answered a lot of questions. We had some fun here. It's a good night. It is a good night. I'm also very hungry, and I wanna hang with my friends. So I'm gonna go do that. Okay? So I'm gonna wish y'all a good night. I want y'all to take care of yourselves. And remember, to love others, to love yourselves. If you don't love yourselves, you love yourself out of fucking spite. And stay healthy, stay hydrated, and wear your face mask in public. Take care of yourself, everyone, and have a very good night. Bye-bye.
Now I gotta ride or die. Know that the right is thing.
I'm cutting dice. Look at these eyes. They're not here to please you. There was a time you could be mine. Before all that you put me through. I knew that you were trouble, but I let that you were bad. I'm living in this bubble and it makes you so mad. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can watch me go, cause I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can say hello, but I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like. You can watch me go, cause I don't need you to like me. Don't need you to like me. Don't need you to